I took part in the conference, the wellness conference at the Oak Bay Resort, which was really nice. And I kind of stumbled on that fortuitously because I was just looking for a getaway, and then I noticed that you were having this retreat, and it was at this point in my life where I needed to make some changes. I'd had some pretty bad news from some doctors on a couple of different diagnoses, and it was them saying to me, it's time. You can't waste any more time now. It's time to make some changes. So I was feeling pretty lousy about that. I find this wellness retreat, I'm thinking maybe this will kickstart what I need to do. Maybe this will be just what I need. And it turned out that it was just what I needed, because there were so many moments in that retreat where I was just like, really? Really? I just kept reacting to all the information you were giving us, and then the discussions that followed. And I thought, wow, this is kickstarting. This is really getting something going in me. And then you had this opportunity for the coaching circle. I'm thinking, I've got all this knowledge from this wellness retreat. I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling energized. I need to continue this. This is obviously resonating with me. There were so many great things that you had, great tools, great things that you had pulled us. And I thought, let's just keep this journey going. And that's what drew me to the coaching circle. And I'm so glad I did. So many things. There's an aha moment every week, it seems like. But first and foremost, I think it's kind of given me permission to finally banish my all or nothing mentality and to transcend this perfection paralysis, which has absolutely paralyzed me for 20 years, easily 20 years. Everyone would say to me, I'd work out with trainers, I would do this and that and the other thing, join clubs, do this. And I would always say, they'd say, what kind of person are you? And I said, well, I'm kind of all or nothing. I'm either eating well and working out, or I'm not. There's this or that. And so many people had said to me, well, how is that working out for you? And it wasn't working out for me, but yet I still felt like that's who I was. So this idea that you presented in that, every small thing matters, everything you do matters, good or bad, short or long, and I was like, wow, so I don't have to be all on or not all on. And that's been freeing. It's been so freeing, because you beat yourself up when you're an all or nothing kind of person. And this gives you permission not to be lax, but this gave me permission to kind of go, take it easy on myself and not be so hard on myself. And I was looking for something like that. I didn't know I was, but I was. The other thing was just the idea of like simply being or recognizing that I'm worth it. You've really, driven that home, that I'm worth it. I never ever thought that, and negative self-talk was sort of the way I was in the world, and am still to a large extent, but I'm working on it and I'm getting better. And I just feel like that's been huge for me, and that's a big component of your program. And I can't emphasize that enough, because if you don't feel like you're worth it, you're not going to do anything. And so when you do feel like you're worth it some of the time, and you keep progressing, and then go back and keep progressing and go back a little, man, life changes and life kind of opens up for you. I've been telling you over and over throughout the course of these weeks that we've been together that I'm sensing a shift, and I've never had a shift before. So that's been huge for me. And then the idea of rest. Rest was huge for me. How much impact rest has on every single part of your being, on your physiological part, on your mental well-being. It's just unbelievable what kind of impact that has. And you set it out so clearly and so concisely about how this works, and this is what you need to do. And that has been life-changing for me. Absolutely life-changing. So amongst the many other things that have been life-changing, those are three things that really stand out. I'd say the value, well, there's been many great values and great benefits that I've taken away from this whole thing. But it's really helped me to think about why I wanted to make the changes I made, process why I found myself in a position to have to make those changes, and then think about how I'm going to make those changes. So it helped me realize that I'm worth it. It helped me want to learn more. It helped me be receptive to what I was learning, helped me to continue on the path, which is huge because I often just give up, right? I'll give up after a certain amount of time. And because I've had that shift, in my way of thinking about all of this, I'm less likely to quit this time, I hope, but I feel like those are some of the main benefits. And just actually learning to like myself, that's been a massive, huge benefit. Well, I mean, you are incredibly empathetic, you're kind, you have life experience in all of this, which has been key for me because you're like what I'd call the tried and true master, because you've tried so many different things. You've been in so many different scenarios that are like what all of us struggle with. And you've come out of them knowing, well, this doesn't work. This does. This doesn't work. This does. So it's like a been there, kind of done that kind of mentality in the best possible way. You know what I mean? So it's nice to be able to draw from that experience for you. And I also really like the fact that when you don't have an answer, which is really rare, you will say you don't have the answer to that, which is really refreshing. I think a lot of these courses and these types of seminars and whatnot, everybody has to feel like they always have an answer. And sometimes there just isn't one. And I appreciate the fact that you will say that. And your personality. I mean, there's been several times I've shown up for these group sessions just feeling like a lump, literally a lump. And then you come on and you talk about something, or you laugh about something, or you bring your infectious joy to the screen, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all of a sudden not so unhappy that I'm here. You make it really easy and safe for people to open up, to talk, to be happy, to be sad, to be whatever. You just are so receptive to people that we couldn't ask for a better leader. Run, don't walk. Seriously, it's just been life-changing for me. It's, you think that you have all of this knowledge that you accumulate throughout your life, and you think, well, I know, and I said this to you before, I know that this is what I need to do. I know why I need to do it, but I'm not doing it. I'm just stuck. And this is the only program that I've participated in that got me unstuck. So yeah, if I had to say, if I had to recommend you to other people, it would be just, yeah, for sure, go and participate and be open, and because you won't regret it. This has been an excellent course, and I would not hesitate to recommend it to all of my girlfriends, even some of the men in my life. It's just been incredible, and I wouldn't hesitate to recommend you.